Evening, everybody. Welcome to another special edition of our skypes shiur. We are in Parasha Synagogue and we're studying Parasha Shlach. Thank you again for Mary Gabbai and for Joe and I for arranging this shiur. I would like to dedicate tonight's shiur Leiloi Nishmat Rivka Batshena and Avdi Lechem Tovim. We want to wish Refuah Shlema Gabriel Nomi Bet Leah Malka, Elisha Bat Sheva Bat Rivka, and to my mom. כלנה רפאנה להם, ורפואת הנפש, ורפואת הגוף, ורפואה הקרובה לבוא. Okay. Tonight's shiur, Parashat Shlach. Can you say anyone wants to hear me?
Yep.
Very good, okay. So we've got a very interesting parasha, Parashat of the Meraglim. And it's actually quite busy, our parasha. And if it's not for the parasha of the spies that Meraglim we speak about every year, we miss out on all the good stuff in the parasha. There's a big parasha of the Nesachim. There's a parasha of Parashat Chala, and there's a big parasha of Tzitzit. So I can't just start the parasha without speaking Meraglim. I want to speak a little bit about the Meraglim, and then I want to go on to Bezat Hashem speak about the.
But why are we calling them Meraglim? Well, actually they were sent Latur. So, there is just, maybe it's a naive question, but, Meragel is someone that is like entering or trying to spy, like trying to go in disguise. But, if we have the promise and we know with 100% certainty that we're going to get the land, so why it's Meraglim? I just don't, you understand that there is a problem here.
Okay. So, excellent question. Excellent question is, Gilad is asking, why would we call them Meraglim spies, which sounds a little bit negative or derogatory, and they're just doing a simple thing of Yatur et Haaretz. So maybe we'll study a little bit of Parasha at the beginning, and let's see how far we get. And I want to see what lessons we can learn from it, from ourselves. Now, first thing, whenever we're studying Parashot in the Torah, we have to remember two very important klalim. Is that whenever we talk about anyone which is mentioned in the Torah, we have to realize the level of that they are tzaddikim way more than we can imagine that we are on. The high level of tzaddikim. And wherever it looks like maybe there was a chet or a sin with them, it was only on their level. So that's like the first thing. We have to give them the full credit and try to understand them from their point of view and why to make the chet small. That it's not something on a simple level like they were bad people. They were good people and they were full course tzaddikim. And in previous years, we spoke about how it was the Shem Shamayim that they just wanted to stay with Moshe and stay close to Hashem and keep with the Be'er and the Miriam. So that's the first Nakuda with every story. Second point is if the Torah is telling us something, an avera about someone. Yeah, like for example, Miriam spoke Lashon Hara. So first we have to understand is that itself is Lashon Hara. Why are you telling us that Miriam spoke Lashon Hara? If I tell you, oh Gilad, my friend Reuven, he spoke Lashon Hara, that itself is Lashon Hara. So the point is, why is the Torah saying that? Why does the Torah tell us this? Why is the point of telling us? And the answer was always for us to learn a message. So when we're studying the parasha of the Torah, which is really any parasha, first thing we have to justify and appreciate that it's on their high level that they did the sin. Second of all, we have to understand why the Torah said it and what message are we supposed to learn from it. If there was nothing for us to learn from it, the Torah would not just say it, stam for Lashon Hara. There's a purpose from it and we're supposed to learn from it. And if we do learn from it, then on the contrary, it's not Lashon Hara, it's giving credit to Miriam. Because everyone fulfills the mitzvah of Zachor Asher Asah Miriam. And everyone is more careful about speaking Lashon Hara because of that. And that's, of course, to her great credit. So those are the first 2 points. And thanks to Gilad's kickoff question for the shiur, we're going to study the first parasha. Just one second, Melanie. Okay. So forgive me for the interruption. So the first pasuk of the Parasha. So וידבר השם אל משה לאמור, שלח לך אנשים ויתורו את הארץ. את ארץ כנען אשר אני נותן לכם. Now can you see Rashi? Gilad, this is for you. We're doing this Rashi. This is I wasn't going to do it, but because you asked your question, let's read the first Rashi on Shlach Lecha. Why does Rashi say Shlach Lecha? Can you see the first Rashi, Gilad? Do you have a chumash?
Yeah, so it's למה נסמכה פרשת מרגלים לפרשת מרים, לפי שלקתה לעסקי דיבה, שדיברה באחיה, ורשעים הללו ראו ולא לקחו מוסר. But why he calls them רשעים?
Okay, so very good. So I actually wanted you to read the next Rashi, but very good. It's good you read that one. So that tells us that the Meraglim, they didn't learn from Miriam. So you want to know why they called Meraglim, why they called Reshaim. So in fact, you know what? Before we do Rashi, now if you see the next Rashi, says Kulam Anashim, Yishlach Otam Moshe, Kulam Anashim Rashi Bnei Yisrael Hema, Pasuk Gimel. They're all the head of Bnei Israel. Each one was a head of a tribe. Each one was an individual leader. They're not just simple people. And if you look at Rashi, Kulam Anashim and Pasuk Gimel, Kol Anashim Shebemikra Lashon Chashivut, V'ota Sha'a Keshrim Hayu. They were Keshrim and they were Tzadikim at the time. Now if you look in the order, first you have Reuven, tribe of Reuven. Shimon ben Zakur. Then you have tribe of Shimon, Shaphat ben Chori. Yehuda, Issachar. Then you've got Ephraim. Then you got Binyamin, Zevulun, Dan, Naphtali, Gad. Ele Shemot HaAnashim. Dan, Asher, Naphtali, and Gad. What's the order? It's not really the order of the tribes of the birth. It's not the order of the birth. What's the order? And if you look at it, number 4 is Caleb ben Yefuneh, and Hoshea bin Nun is number 5. That means there's 4 people mentioned in the Torah before Yeshua bin Nun. So I remember one of the Mefarshim say that these 4 were great, like even more tzaddikim than Yeshua. 3 of them was the 3 of the tribes, and Caleb was number 4, and Yeshua bin Nun was number 5, and he was the next leader of Am Yisrael. So if you remember how great was Yeshua, that he was number 2 to Moshe, there were 4 people potentially even greater than him. So we have to understand a little bit about this Parasha. I didn't really want to speak about it today. We spoke about it last year, but just for Gilad, let's do this Rashi Shlach Lecha. Leda'atcha. Can you see the Rashi on Pasuk Bet? Leda'atcha is for you. Ani eini metzaveh lecha. I don't command you to do it. I don't recommend it. Im tirmitzer shelach, if you won't send. Now this is the main Rashi which we want to focus on, and the reason we're doing is to try and learn see what we can learn from it. You still with me?
Yes, Rabbi.
Okay, Maoz with us. Thank you for joining. Nice to hear. So Rashi on Pasuk Bet. לפי שבאו ישראל ואמרו נשלחה אנשים לפנינו. Let's send people in front of us. We want to see the land. ותקרבון עלי כולכם. ומשה נמלך בשכינה. He said, what shall I do? אני אמרתי להם שהיא טובה. I told you it's good. שנאמר עלה אתכם מעוני מצרים. חייהם שאני נותן להם מקום לטעות. בדברי מרגלים. למען לא ירשוע. Now let's understand this. If Hashem tells you, I'm bringing you something great, I promise you it's something good. So what do you need to do to check it out? What are you doing sending spies? Send spies if you want to find out, if you don't have enough information. But if God told you that everything is good there, and you're coming from Mitzrayim, right? You're not coming from the luxury of the American dream. You're coming from New York. You're coming from Mitzrayim, Egypt, in slavery. And Hashem is taking you out, is promising you the best land. Aretz Tova. So what do you suspect? It's like you're mistrusting in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And this is lack of also betochan and emunah in Hashem. And Hashem says to Moshe Rabbeinu, listen, I'm not going to stop you if you want to. And this is bederech shadam rotze lolech molechin oto. Now Gilad asked, why are they called meraglim? Meraglim is spies. Now, when you say latur, it's just to look, to see what's going on. Now, you see these the spies meraglim, they went out with specific intention to find something negative to say about Eretz Yisrael. Why? And last year we mentioned it. It was they did everything l'shem shamayim. Everything they did l'shem shamayim. Not like we think, oh, they're just speaking bad about Israel because they don't like the traffic, or I don't know what they like about Israel, the weather. No, it was tzaddikim. They love Eretz Yisrael, but they left the Shem Shamayim. They wanted to be close to Hashem. They wanted to be close to Moshe Rabbeinu, to stay with him for longer. They wanted to be. The pasuk says, "Ayin ba'ayin lo ra'ata." The pasuk says, one second. I'm losing battery here. Find the pasuk says, "Ayin ba'ayin." In the midbar, they had the Be'er Miriam. They saw the miracles of Be'er Miriam. They had the miracles of Ananiah Kavod, and they had miracles of the man. And they were going to lose all of that when they come into Eretz Yisrael. And they're going to lose Moshe Rabbeinu because they knew Moshe Rabbeinu can't come into Eretz Yisrael. So they wanted to stay. That was why we spoke about that last year. That they did it Hashem Shemayim. But what I want to say of Bim Chadesh to this year is they're called Meraglim because on the outset, when they went out to look for something negative to say, in order to give them an excuse not to go in. ואומר על יישוב הארץ הזאת שימו כי אתה השם בקרב העם הזה אשר עין בעין נראה אתה השם. We saw you עין בעין, we see you with our own eyes, את השם וענניך עמד עליהם, ענני הכבוד we saw the עמוד אש בלילה, we saw the man, we saw Be'er Miriam, we saw you with our own eyes. When you go into Eretz Yisrael, some people see Hashem, some people don't. So why they were called the Meraglim? So I said Meraglim is the spies. They're looking out to find something negative to look out. And they actually found something. And a person is a yesod that we learned that a person, if you want to see something, you'll see it. Adam רוצה לראות, רואה מה שהוא רוצה. That you see what you want to see. That means if you come up with a negative attitude, you will find negative things. Even about the best thing, even about the best land, you will find it. And Rashi says, even Hashem, he was upset with them. He said, look, Chayem, I promise you, שאני נותן להם מקום לטעות. בדברי המרגלים. You see the big fruits that they brought back. You can say, wow, these are amazing fruits. Look how good the land is. Hashem gives us such a bracha. You never seen such size of fruits. And they use the same bracha in a negative way. Oh, Hashem is bringing us to land of giants. Everyone's dying over there. And why when they went into Eretz Yisrael, Rashi tells us, one of the things they saw was people dying. There were lots of levayot. There were lots of levaya, funerals. There were funerals. They were just burying dead people the whole time. And Rashi says, why did they do that? Hashem purposely made it that everyone was burying, because everyone would be busy with the funerals, and no one would notice these 10, 12 spies walking around spying out the land. So Hashem did it for their own good. And you see here, the human mind, the way it works is if you're focused on one thing, you don't see anything else. Even when Hashem does things for your own good, you look at it in a negative, bad way. And this is one of the things that the Torah is trying to tell us, that we have to be careful of our outlook in life. What do we look at things? How do we see things? Do we see things in a positive way, or in a good way, or in a negative way? The Pirkei Avot, it says that there was 5 talmidim to there were 5 talmidim. One second, let's just find it. In the Mishnah, and it says each one said, "Eze derech tova shivor la'adam." So one says, "Chaver tov, shachen tov, ayin tova." What was the best one? What was the best midah? Anyone remember the Mishnah? Lev Tov. It's a good guess. You're close, but not what the Mishnah says. Let me read it out to you. אמר להם, צאו וראו איזוהי דרך ישרה שידבק באדם. רבי אליעזר אומר עין טובה. רבי ישוע אומר חבר טוב, good friend. רבי יוסי אומר שכן טוב, good neighbor. רבי שמעון אומר רואה את הנולד, someone can see the future. רבי אלעזר אומר לב טוב. אמר להם, רואה אני את דברי רבי אלעזר בן ערך מדבריכם. He's the best, he's number one. What did he say? He said עין טובה. Ayin Tova is the good thing that you see goodness in other people and you see good. This is what you need to learn. I'll give you just an example that you see by Yosef HaTzadik, the brothers. The brothers came down to Mitzrayim and they saw Yosef in front of their face. What was the reason they came down to Mitzrayim? So Rashi says one of the reasons, the Pasuk says they came to bring food because it was a famine. But Rashi says another reason was they came to find Yosef. And they were looking for him in the slums, on the streets. They thought he's going to be some homeless guy. But one of the things is they came to find Yosef. And the question is, they see Yosef in front of their face. How did they not realize it? How did they not realize it? So Rashi says he had a beard. They didn't recognize him with a beard. Yeah, that's what Rashi says. But it's mind-boggling. You're looking for Yosef. You see him in front of your face. And there was another 7 indications that it was Yosef. First of all, Rashi says, Dmut diokno. That means his image, his face, looked like Yaakov, his father. So they should recognize Yaakov with the beard. They should recognize Yosef. And when he sat them, first of all, he grouped them all together. He put them together, and he put them in order of age. Now each one was different size, different heights, different. They all look different. And he put them exactly in order of age. How did he know that? That's another indication it was Yosef. He didn't eat with them, but he still ate with Binyamin. Why was he eating Binyamin? They should have realized, that's Yosef if he's eating with Binyamin. Because Mitzrayim is not allowed to eat with us, and only Jew. And how did he know to take away Shimon, to separate him from Levi, because he was the strongest? How did he know to do that if it wasn't Yosef? How did he know to ask for Binyamin? Because the Binyamin was the one who's most precious to his father. They should have realized that it's Yosef doing a trick on him. Even when they saw Menashe, the Midrash says Menashe, Yehuda was trying to scare Yosef, said, we're going to tear down all of Egypt if you don't give us back our brother. And Yosef said, I'm not scared of you. And Menashe took a stone, he threw it up in the air, and he crushed it in his hands into powder, a rock. And they were like blown away with his power. And they said, Ze kocho shel bet Abba. This is the strength from the house of Yaakov. Now they should have realized, wait, if this is his son, and this is from the house of Yaakov, this is Yosef, must be Yosef. If he's understanding Lashon HaKodesh and he's interpreting, it must be that it's Yosef. Well, then you look and realize it's Yosef. There's so many clues, and there's many more in the stories. But why didn't they realize that? And it's the same principle then, Yisod. The human mind, if you got one thing that you're looking for, they didn't imagine. Also, the dream. Yosef told them, you are all going to bow down to me. So they're coming down to Egypt, and it was all 10 of them, and they're bowing down to the king. They should have been connected. Oh, that's the dream. All right, if I tell you in the future there's going to be I dreamed, and something which is completely unusual, and you don't believe me, but if you suddenly live it, you should realize it. So why don't they realize it? And that's, they got something in their head, and that is the human nature. If you got something you're focused on, you don't see anything else. And this is the Maraglim. They wanted to bring back from Eretz Israel to convince everyone not to move in. That's all they saw. And I want to tell you a chidush from Rabbi Netanel. What does it mean, Ayin Tova? What does it mean to see goodness in people? If you look to see the good in people, you have Ayin Tova. And Ayin Tova, that makes you a tzaddik. And this is a chidush of Rabbi Netanel in Sharet Teshuvah. Brings a pasuk in Mishlei. The Baalet tzaddikim rabat tiferet ubekum rashaim yechapes adam. It's a pasuk in Mishlei, and he explains the following beautiful explanation. He says, "Atzaddikim mefarim umechabdin bnei adam." It gives a definition what is a tzaddik. You want to know what is a tzaddik and what is a rasha. According to Rabbi Netanel, this is a posuk in Mishlei. You know what is a tzaddik? Tzaddik looks for good in people. A tzaddik is someone who respects people, who looks after people, looks at their good qualities. מכבדים בני אדם על כל מעלה טובה הנמצאת בהם. You see, oh, he's good, he comes on time. Oh, look at him, he's so kind, he's so helpful. Oh, look at him, he's so friendly. Oh, look at him, he's helpful, he lends out money. Look at him, he's such a happy person, makes smiling. Look at him, he gives compliments to everyone. Look at the good things in everyone. Verashaim, and the wicked and the evil people, says Rabbi Netanel, they're actually the opposite. מחפשים מומי בני אדם ושגיאתם להשפילם, which means the Rashaim, the evil wicked people, they look for the badness, they look for the mistakes in people and to bring them down. Oh, look at him, he can't do anything straight. Look at him, he lied, he can't keep his word. Look at him, he always comes late, you can't rely on him. Look at him, he's unreliable. Why do people do that? That's Ayn Ra'ah. That is the opposite of Ayn Tova. The Mishnah says Ayn Tova is the best, and then the Mishnah says Tsu'u, go and see Ezu Derech Ra'ah. What is the bad, the evil way? Shitrachek mimena adam. What's the worst thing that you want to get away from? So there's a whole list. The whole worst thing, get away from Ayn Ra'ah. Not Ayn Hara, Ayn Ra'ah. A bad eye. That means don't have a bad eye. Rabbi Yeshua Omer Chavera, a bad friend can take you down. Rabbi Yosef, Shechenra, a bad neighbor. Rabbi Shimon Omer, Haloveh ve'enu meshalem. If you borrow money and you don't pay back, that is the worst. Achad loveh min ha'adam, keloveh min ha'makom. Loveh rasha ve'lo yishalem. A rasha is someone who lends money, who borrows money, doesn't pay back. But tzaddik, chonen v'noten. Tzaddik, he gives out and he gives out. Rabbi Elazar Omer levra, a bad heart. Omer lahem, what is the most important? The one thing which includes all the bad things, everything else, is Ayn Ra'ah.
But where is so actually the eyes actually following the heart, and actually if you work on the heart, you do to avodat halev, so then the eyes follows. So the question is, if it's not, so you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So Gilad is asking a question from the pasuk. It says, "La tatzuru acharei levavchem v'acharei einechem." But if you look at Rashi, Gilad, this is how we learn Chumash. You have to see Rashi. La tatzuru acharei levavchem. Don't see after your heart v'acharei einechem. So Gilad is saying the eyes go after your heart. Now Rashi says that is true that the eyes go after the heart. However, and very important, however, halev ha'einayim hem meraglim laguf. You see the connection with the meraglim already from Rashi. The eyes and the heart, they are the meraglim, the spies for the guf. Very good connection. U'mesarsarim lo et ha'averot. They'll go out and they'll check out which is the best avera. And then this is the answer to your question, Gilad. Rashi. Ha'ayin ro'a va'alev chomed. Va'aguf oseh averot. First, your eye sees the avera. You see it. You think about it. You look good about it.
But actually, is that the eyes actually following the heart's wishes.
To follow the heart wishes. But Rashi is revealing to us that even though eyes follow the heart's wishes, it works simultaneously both ways round. Because your heart desires what your eyes see. That means if you don't see your friend with the latest gadget, you're not going to want it because you've never seen it. Once you see it, la'ayn ro'a, alev chomed. You see something, then you want it. Oh, you see he's got something new, or you want to want it as well. If you don't see it, you're not going to want it. But it's not only just seeing it. If you see it in a bad way, it's ayn ro'a with an ayn ra'ah. If you've got ayn tova, you're happy for your friend. Oh, good for you. I'm so happy for you. You should see it and having good health. You deserve it. You're a good person. But if you look at it in a negative way, why do you have it? You're not better than me. I'm better than you. If you have it,
but that's exactly the point. That's not avodah shebalev. That's not exactly the point of doing avodah shebalev. Fixing your lenses to will.
Exactly. So this is exactly what we're talking about in this week, in this Mishnah. That the most important ayin tova. If you got ayin tova, then whatever you see, you're going to be good and see it in a good way. If you go ayn ra, whatever you see, you'll see it in a bad way. That means if you can see even someone doing a mitzvah, if you have ayn tova, you'll interpret it in a good way, and you say, "Oh, look, he's helping people." If you have ayn ra, you'll say, "Oh, he's only helping him because he's trying to get something out of him afterwards." Isn't that a horrible way to think? But that's what happens if you have the ayn ra, and this is we see the nature can't get away from it. The most important thing, according to Rabbi Netanel, what makes you a tzaddik is if you look at the good in other people.
I have a huge problem with it. Huge. Because it's not about, I think that we're missing a point here. Or maybe I'm just not letting you finish. So the thing is that many people are born this way or just raised this way, right? So they don't really have a choice. That they don't see, they look at things and they see negative, they don't see positive. They envy, they see bad, they don't see the good. That's the way it is. First of all, that's the way they are. In many cases, just was raised with wrong values, wrong examples, wrong environment, whatever. The question is not that, but you understand, it's not something they can control. It's not so. Based on what we say now, it's out there. If you were not born with the right neshama,
that's not so true though, because you can always change. You can put yourself in a different environment.
Hold on. But that's exactly the point.
We have the choice to put ourselves in different environments, to look at the good and not look at the bad. So yeah, you may have been trained from birth, but you can as you grow up, we're not robots. We can see right from wrong. So
that's exactly the point.
Just because you conditioned from the beginning doesn't mean that you can't change that.
So very good. So thank you for that, Eli, and thank you for your question, Gilad. So Gilad asking, people are just sometimes like that. That's the way they're brought up, and that's the way they are.
Well, that's the way they are. That's the nature.
Okay, so let's just split up what you comment into two phrases. One which I agree with, and one which the Torah does not agree with. That means that's the way they were born, and that's natural. That is true, and that is correct up to there, and it could be much harder for them. But that is the way they are. That's not a Jewish concept. A Jewish concept is that we are born in this world, and we pray for a purpose. And Adam la'amal yulad, and Adam can change. Adam through the Torah. That means barati etzarara, barati Torah tavlin, which means that could be that is his nature. Could be some people find it easier, some people find it harder. But when Rabbi Netanel says that is a derech ayeshara shidbak ba Adam. That is the way you can choose.
No, but that's just I'm interrupting for a second. So they are born. So, but that's exactly the point. When you say Adam she'en lo ayin tova, he's a rasha. But if Adam doesn't have ayin tova, because that's the way he is, right? But he understands it and he's working on improving his midot or so you understand. So, but he struggle with that. Is tikkun. That is
okay. So the 100%. Hashem's got his way of measuring the good, every person, whatever difficulty.
Because otherwise you are the born rasha or tzaddik, and without it's very problematic.
Yeah. So Gilad. Okay. So let me explain your question a bit more. Gilad is asking, according to Rabbi Netanel, your rasha or tzaddik regard with respect to how you look at other people and if the goodness that you find in them. And he said some people could be raised in that way. The parents always look negatively on the bad things that they are. And another person raised in a way that they always got praised. No, so that is not, everyone is born with the bechira chospi, with the fruit. Yeah, that's true, but it doesn't mean they didn't have bechira. Okay, so everyone starts on a different place on the ladder, and we know with respect to how high you climb from where you started. That's how you get. No, I don't even want to get into this really because this. It's machloket. I don't want to get into it. The simple understanding, according to Ramchal, is that the more effort that you put in, and according to how much you struggle with your nisyonot, whether you overcome, Hashem gives you the power to rise up. And the Schar Olam Haba is equivalent according to how much you're trying on your level. There are differences of opinion, which I'm not sure. I think maybe the Ramchal brings down an opinion that if the higher level a person gets on this world, he will have something corresponding to that in Olam Haba. Even if let's say he started on a higher level, but he reached higher, so he will get higher. However, the simple understanding to most opinions, no, because everyone has a nisyonot. Everyone's given an equal nisyonot. There is a concept of bigger neshamas, higher neshamas. You're expected to do more, or you. כן, בא לתאר, מסיים אותו. Yeah, so that's of course you get help from Shammai, and just the concept is just to say that that's the way they are. That is contradictory to the Torah's approach. It's not the way you are. You could be. It's extremely difficult, and everyone's got their own difficulties. And I've got something which is very difficult.
No, I haven't suggested that they can't change. I just said that the baseline is very, very problematic.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's difficult for them, but once they study the Rabbeinu Yonah, and you see this is a derech you can choose, just like you can choose a chaver tov, you can choose a shachen tov, you can also choose a ayin tova. And if something that you practice and you look at it, look at the goodness in people, you'll be good. I just wanted to go maybe on a little bit deeper level and try and understand what is Rabbeinu Yonah. Why does that make you a rasha? If you see the bad things in other people, why is that your rasha? You just see other people's faults. Why does that make you a rasha? And if you just see the goodness in other people, so why does that make you a tzaddik? Because you see good in them?
But in Hebrew we say aposel b'mumo posel, and in English they say it takes one to know one. So if you see rashaut in other people, it means you are yourself rasha.
Excellent, Mo. This is exactly what I wanted to say. The point is that Adam roeh, you see your own faults in other people. Negiot atzmo. Very good. You said it nicely in English. Takes one to know one. And what way? What is how do we explain that? Kol Adam posel b'mumo posel. So this is my own idea I'm adding to here. Maybe we can tell me if you agree with this step. There is a pasuk kimayim panim el panim kelev adam el adam, which means a person looks into the reflection in the water and he sees his face. That means when you look at somebody and you judge them from your own eyes, from your own personality. That's how you see them. So if you see someone doing something and you're judging them and say, oh, why is he like that? So you could say because he's lazy, or you could say because he's jealous, you could say because he was busy, or whatever fault you'll say in him, the Balei Musar, so that is the fault in you. The only reason you saw that in him is because you have that yourself. So it's really an indication of yourself. And after you're around, if you look at him, you say, oh, what a nice person he is. He's so kind. Look at him, he's so patient. Now, if you don't have that virtue of patience, you're not going to see that in him. You'll see other things.
Or at least aspire to have the virtue of, not necessarily you have it, but aspire to have it.
Or aspire to have it, or have it on some level. Maybe not to that extreme level that he has it, but you would have it like you said, like how you said it. You said it nicely. Or aspire to have it. That means you do have some level of that virtue. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to identify with it. That's my Pani Ben Adam. So when we see other Jews and we see other people, especially part of Am Yisrael, it's really an obligation of Ahavta L'Orecha Kamocha, and it's the obligation of Ayin Tova, and like the pasuk says, Li'orot Tov, to see a tzaddik sees the goodness in other people. The Baal Shem Tov, I heard this from Rav Zamir Cohen. He said the Baal Shem Tov said, we have to love every Jew, and he said, Alavai, Baal Shem Tov says, I wish that I could love the biggest tzaddik in the generation. Yeah? And Baal Shem Tov was known for his Ahavat Yisrael, exceptional Ahavat Yisrael. He had best friends who were Ganavim.
Baal Shem Tov.
The Baal Shem Tov. It was Tzaddik Baal Shem Tov, and he had Talmidim who were bandits. Yeah, and they would come to him for advice, and he said, believe in Emunah Hashem. And he loved them. He treated them, even they were on the superficial level, but they were close to the Tzaddik, and he loved the Am Yisrael. And he said this line, and this is unbelievable if you think about it. He said the line, he said, I wish that I could love the biggest Tzaddik in the generation as much as HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves the biggest Rasha. He said, imagine how much he loved Tzaddikim. Everyone loves Tzaddikim, and big Tzaddikim, and Baal Shem Tov, Kal V'chomer, how much he loved the biggest Tzaddik in the generation. And he said, even that doesn't reach the level of how much Hashem loves the biggest Rasha. So first of all, it just puts to us, how much Hashem really loves us. Whatever, regardless of what we have in our past. But also it tells us, what's the obligation to love Am Yisrael? To love the like HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves Am Yisrael. And to see the goodness in people. And I would like to add another point, is that there's also an inyan of midah keneged midah. One of the things that we say, b'tzedek tishpot amitecha, the way you judge other people, giving them the dan lekaf zechut, and Hashem will also give you the dan lekaf zechut. When you judge Hashem will look to you in a positive way. And maybe I'll just add in one point before we move on to talk about Chala. It's very interesting that the spies, the Maraglim, Moshe, he prayed for Yehoshua, and he added in a Yud to his name. So many Mefarshim, we're going to move it. Let's read the Parasha of Chala. If you go your Chumash, you turn the pages towards the end of the Parasha. Shishi. וידבר השם אל משה לאמור, פסוק י"ח in פרק ט"ו, דבר אל בני ישראל, tell them, ואמרת עליהם, בבואכם אל הארץ, when you go into the land, אשר אני מביא אתכם, where I take you there, והיה באכלכם מלחם הארץ, when you eat from the bread of the land, תרימו תרומה להשם. You should separate. A teruma is a donation from the bread. Rashit arisotchem chala tarimu teruma. From the first of your chala, you should separate. Keteruma tagor and ken tarimu ota. And then it repeats again. Rashit arisotchem. From the first of your arisa, means the, how do you say arisa is your dough. Your
it's a cradle, actually.
Again?
Arisa is cradle.
Who said Arisa is cradle?
Gilad.
So very good. So that, did I flip the phone? It's just gone on. Can you see me now? Okay, thank you. So Gilad said Arisa is a cradle. And that is the Hasidic interpretation of the pasuk, which we're going to comment later from the Admor Mikoznich. But first of all, I would like to speak about the simple interpretation of the pasuk. Is arisotchem is your isa, is the chala is your dough, the batzek, the dough of it is called arisotchem. Rashit arisotchem titnu atruma l'Hashem, and this is a very important mitzvah of Parashat Chala. Now, many people they buy their bread in the bakery or buy the bread, but some people even till today they bake at home. And if you bake at home, you can do this tremendous important mitzvah of Parashat Chala, which exists even in Chutz La'aretz nowadays. It's Shulchan Aruch, and halachically, if you do 1.2 kilos, you already do Chala without a bracha. There's a machloket when you take a bracha, but 1.6 kilos, you already do a bracha according to Sfaradim, according to Ashkenazim, you do more, 2.5 kilos. But it's very important mitzvah, and I want to share with you the chinuch. Please. Okay, so very good. So there's something which is called lakif. That means if you put them together, if you've got 3 bowls and you put the 3 bowls together, and then say you just cover it with some kind of napkin or towel or something, then they're all together, then you can take from all 3 together, group them. And if you're making a dough, then you separate, you want to make one sweet, one salty, one savory, you can do that, it's fine. But you take them together, ideally before you bake it. So that is the mitzvah of challah. Now there's a sefer which is called Sefer HaChinuch. Sefer HaChinuch was written by an anonymous author, and it was written for his son. It goes through all the mitzvot of the Torah, and something which is very interesting, it adds to each mitzvah, it says Shorshei mitzvah. Shorshei mitzvah means the roots, and it adds in a little bit of explanation and ta'amei mitzvot. It goes through each mitzvah, gives a short explanation of what it is, and then it says the reason behind it. Now, the first preliminary question, which I want to ask you, is if you see in every country in the world, there is governmental support or subsidizes either the bread of the country or the produce of the country, the crops. It's a basic food. It's a basic food and necessity of man. And to the point that the country subsidizes. I know in Israel there's a fixed rate for bread. You know, it's 5 shekel wherever you go in the country, and you can't sell it for more than that. I don't know if it's like that in England, but I know also in America the crops, they support farmers to help the crops. That's not something that you tax on. Countries only tax on luxuries or superfluous goods. Okay, they tax alcohol, cigarettes. They don't tax bread. Bread is something that is for all the people. So the question is over here. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving us the land, okay? He's giving us the land. He says, when you come into the land, you should know there's going to be a tax. Not only terumah of the field when you produce the land, but when you make the bread, every time you make bread, before you put a stick in the oven, cut off a piece and give it to the Kohen. That's the first thing. Now, I can understand you want to tax the wine. Wine maybe is only for rich people, okay? But bread is for poor people. Why even the poor man has to give challah? Poor man, you know, you should give him the challah. Why are you making him give challah to the Kohen?
But even poor man does Birkat Hamazon. It's the same thing. It's comes from the same place. The acknowledgement. Yeah.
Okay, so very nice. So he's saying, what are you saying? It's because so let him do bracha. Why does he have to give it away?
It's the same thing. It comes from the same thing to teach you to practice. You know, to remind yourself where is it coming from.
Okay, so excellent. So Gilad did 100% exactly on the ball. Excellent, it's saying right. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more. What is the mitzvah of challah? So let me just read out the Sefer HaChinuch, mitzvah shin pei hey. He goes through the mitzvah, and in this week's parasha it says like this: Lefi shechioto shel adam, the existence of life of a man is the mizanot, through the food. V'rov ha'olam, most people in the world eat bread. That's how most people live. Now, just correct me if I'm wrong, but bread is vegetarian food and it's also vegan food, if I'm not mistaken. So bread is something which everybody eats. And in fact, the Ya'avet says that bread is the single food, the only food which exists in the world, that a person can eat it for his whole life, for many years, and not get sick of it. There's always the freshness in the bread, that it's delicious, you can enjoy, you eat it. You can eat it with different things, different dips, but bread is something you'll never get sick of. It says a person can eat barburim, slav, and the dagim, goose and meat and fish, and the best things, he'll get sick of them after 30 days. But bread is something you can't get off. It's an anomaly. You can live on it the whole life. And why? It says a Sefer HaChinuch, Lefi shechioto shel adam b'mizonot. This is how you live. Rov ha'olam yichyu b'lechem. And it says the Chinuch, Ratza HaKadosh Baruch Hu lezakotenu b'mitzvah timidit. He wanted to give us a mitzvah. Like Gilad said, he wanted to give us Birkat Hamazon. Give us a bracha belachmenu, in our bread, kedei shetanuach bracha al yedei ha'mitzvah, so that we should get bracha. It's not a tax. Hashem's not trying to take away from our dough. He doesn't need a little bit of dough from us. Hashem's trying to give us. Hashem is giving us the opportunity to improve ourselves. Lezakot ben nafshenu. And he says, it found inside the dough, nimtzat ha'isa mazon laguf u'mazon lanefesh. You want to have goodness for your heart, for your soul, for your body. This is the mitzvah of challah, to separate it, give away from your first. Gam leman yichyu bo mishartei Hashem. It's for the Kohanim. The Kohanim are serving Am Yisrael in the house of God. Haoskim tamid ba'avodato. They are the Kohanim. V'bli yigia klal. They're always dedicating their life to the service of Hashem. And you come, you're being the Korban, and the Kohen does everything for you. Who pays the Kohen? Now, Trumat Tagoran, if you give them from the field, they have to work hard from it. They have to grind it and knead it and make it until they get to bread. But here they get it straight away. The dough is ready to eat. You just put it in the oven and it's ready to eat whenever you want. So that is so he says one thing is for the Kohen, but the other mitzvah is to give us the bracha. And there's a tremendous bracha in the challah. Tremendous bracha. Let me read out from you the pasuk which says, what happens if you don't take bracha? What happens if you don't take challah? If you're making bread, or depends which bread you're making, not cake. But if it's bread which is isa, which you bake it in the oven, and it's isa, not blila raka, blila ava, which means it's a dough which you need. It's not like a watery or liquidy batter. It's a kneady dough. That's what you need to take from it, a Parashat challah, whether it's sweet or sour, doesn't matter, or salty. If you don't take challah, it says ba'avon challah en bracha b'mechonam u'mishtalechet b'shorim b'zorim zra'im b'achrim mochlim. He said you will plant and you will sow seeds and other people will eat them. That means you're going to make an investment and you're going to lose your money. Whatever you try and plant an investment, it's not going to go for you. And your animals will take it. And the Gemara learns from a pasuk, Al tikri bahala ela bechala, which means because you didn't take your chala, that's why it came bechala. And the opposite true. It says en bracha ba'otzrot hatvua, in your storehouses, in your shares, in your banks. There's no bracha. Why? Because you're not giving challah. You're not taking the first truma and giving it to the Kohen. The best giving it to Kohen.
And how are you doing it today? So what are you doing with it today?
Oh, so today we separate it and we make the bracha, then we burn it. We don't actually eat it. No. But the point is, the purpose of it is to separate the first part of the challah, of our dough. Before we eat, before we put it in our mouth, we give away. And this is an acknowledgement. Like you said, Birkat Hamazon, it's the acknowledgement that the first thing that we have is not for me, it's for Hashem. I'm dedicating my things from Hashem.
It's from Hashem.
It's from Hashem and also for Hashem. Now, let me just share with you Aznaim LaTorah. He says Hashem promises, Maftiach bracha. And he says, when you take away your trumot and your masrot, he says, Yesh bracha bekeri, where when bekri was when you gather all the produce together and you put it in a big pile. That's the first time you take trumot or masrot. When you're counting the money, when you're counting the crop, you take away the first trumot or masrot. Then when you grind it, you make it into flour. When you reap the rewards, Hashem wants to give you another bracha. Tosefet bracha for the body, for the guf and for the nefesh. That is the bracha of challah. And he says the nations of the world, they don't understand that. They don't want to give you a bracha. They want to become rich. So when they're considering about themselves, okay, they're not taking taxes from bread, because for the poor man, they take taxes from alcohol from the rich people. But Hashem is not interested in taking, interested in giving. Laniach bracha el betecha. That says, Vareshit kol bekurei, kol trumatchem lekohanim, reshit harisotchem. So I want to share with you a story in Navi. There's a story of Eliyahu Navi. Eliyahu Navi says, he comes to a woman, he comes to the city, and there's a widow. There's a widow, a poor lady, and she is gathering sticks. Mekosheshet etzim, and he calls her over. And he says, excuse me, lady, please, give me some water, and I will drink. So she goes and gives him some water. And then he says, Lekhina li pat lechem be'adech. Give me some bread. Vatomer, and the lady says, Chai Hashem Elokecha. I promise you in the name of God. Chai Hashem Elokecha. Im yesh li ma'og ki'im melo kaf kemach. I only have one spoonful of flour. Bekad. That's all I have. U'me'at shemen, and a tiny bit of oil. Betzapachat. I've got this tiny little bit. I'm going to make. I'm gathering a little bit of twigs so I can light a little bit of fire. I'm going to make one little half a roll just for me and for my son. We're going to eat it, and we're going to die. This is the last thing that I have to eat. This is the last thing I have to eat. I swear to you by your God. I have a tiny spoon of flour and a drop of oil. I'm just going to mix it together and try and make the last bite. And once I eat this, we're going to die, me and my son. And you're asking me to give you food. You're not going to believe what Eliyahu says. You know what Eliyahu says? Al tir'i. Do not fear. Boy. Asik dvarech. Do what you said. Gather the twigs, make a fire, make your little mini half a roll. Achasili misham uga ktana. Barishona. First, make me a little small cake. V'otzet li velach velibnech. V'otzet li, and take it for me. Velach velibnech, and for you and for your son, tasi ba'achona. Give second. Now, can you believe this? She's telling him, I swear to God, this is the last thing I have to eat, and then I'm going to die. And then he says, okay, no problem. Just before you eat, give me first. Well, what are you doing? Eliyahu, have a bit of rahmanut. Go find someone else to take bread. You're taking out the last thing. How cruel do you have to be to go to someone who says to you, I'm going to die after this last thing I have to put in my mouth, and you're taking them out of the mouth and says, give me first. How do you explain that, Eliyahu Navi?
Yeah, he wanted to zakot ota b'mitzvah.
So Gilad says he's a Kohen. Eliyahu Navi was a Kohen. Ki ko amar Hashem Elokei Yisrael. Kada kemach lo tichle. You will have a flour will not finish. Lo tichle v'tzapachat Hashem and lo tichsar. You'll not be lacking any oil. Ad hayom titen tet Hashem geshem al pnei adama. Hashem will give down the rain and bring down floods. But telech v'taseh kidvar Eliyahu. And she believed Eliyahu and she did it. V'tochal hi, she ate. V'hi v'hu u'beita yamim. And for many days they ate from the bracha. That means Eliyahu saw how needy this woman was, and because he saw that she was needy, he wanted to give her the bracha. And he specifically said, okay, so give me first. I'm the Kohen. Give me the truma. You will have the bracha. There was no, it didn't end. It was a miracle. There was no end to the flour. He said, that's what when we give from ours, we give from our best. Hashem is giving us a bracha, v'natata bracha al beitecha. This is how you bring the house. You give me an extra bracha. It's nothing what you're taking away from.